It's here. College football. It is kickoff eve. I mean, we've already kicked off the season, but if you're a true fan and you pull for a Power 5 team, Oregon, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Clemson, Auburn, your team has yet to play. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard Sports Media coming at you live on a Friday night, kickoff eve, as I call it. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. We're going to drop the link here pretty soon. Also, it has been announced that a 12-team playoff could be coming in 2024. Yes, indeed. I'll drop the link here in a second. For those of you who don't know how this works, the drop-in show is like a call-in show, but I don't want to give out my personal number, and I don't have phone lines. So I dropped the StreamYard link, and we let you guys on, and we talk college football, of course. So let me go get my cell phone real quick. Hold on. So, this is the college football drop-in show. We got 3 people. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and drop the link. Anyone's welcome on. Anyone's welcome on tonight. We give you a few minutes to talk about whatever you want to, even if it's not college football. Still, just come on, hang out with us. We'd love to have you on the show tonight. So, all right. Want to look at 2 articles. I'm not sure. Where should we start? Let's start with ESPN tonight. College football playoff to expand to 12-team formats. No news here. We've expected this, but it was announced officially this week, today, that the playoffs should expand to 12 teams in 2024, whereas originally they were set to expand in 2026. So a 12-team playoff bracket, you get all the Power 5 champions and then a group of 5, and then you have 6 at-large teams. Is that what we're doing? Something like that, right? And so this is from Heather Dinich and Pete Thamel of ESPN. The College Football Playoffs Board of Managers unanimously voted Friday to expand the CFP to 12 teams in 2026, but is encouraging the sports commissioners to try to implement it as soon as 2024. We're talking 2 years from now. In what was described as a historic day for college football, the board's 11 presidents and chancellors approved the original 12-team model, which was first made public last summer and includes the 6 highest-ranked conference champions, 6 at-large teams, the board announced. Okay. So they have officially approved. So before today, that the CFP Chancellor's Committee, nobody approved anything. right? There was no approval of this. This was just the biggest idea thrown out and probably the best way to expand the playoffs. I think it should be 8 teams, but it's going to 12. Okay. I see you back there, Brock Watson. I'll get you in a second, buddy. 12-team playoff. Here's the thing. I'm just going to cut to the chase. It's expanding, whether you like it or not. And it's going to be within the next, let's say, 5 years, give or take. And when it does, you will still have Alabama running college football. You'll still have Georgia. You'll still have Ohio State, assuming that after C.J. Stroud is gone, Ryan Day continues to recruit at a very high level. You're still going to have the basic teams run college football. You're going to have the 4 teams. Then you're going to have 8 extra. And the question is, are we just going to see the same results that we would have gotten with 4 teams? Is that the case? I hate to admit this, but I have a feeling that's probably the case. Let's put 12 teams in there. Let's throw Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. Let's start there. Okay, we need 8 more. Let's say Notre Dame, Oregon, Michigan. I'm just going at random. Utah. I say Oregon. Keep going. Right? You keep it going. Alabama's going to win the games. Georgia's going to win the games. Ohio State, they'll be favored. You know how hard it is going to be to upset them? You're going to end up 9 times out of 10 with the same 4 teams that you would have put in with the 4-team system. So what would be the point of expanding this? I'm not saying somebody can't have a miraculous season. I believe that fully. But you know how hard it is to have that? What we saw in 2019 with LSU and Joe Burrow and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Justin Jefferson, all those guys, that was very special. We had not seen that type of out-of-nowhere team since what? When Alabama started? It's crazy. There's no way around it. We're having a 12-team playoff, and it's going to expand. And like it or not, I mean, is this good for college football? Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. Brock Watson, what's up, buddy?
So, I didn't know you was going live again.
Yeah, man. We're here. It's kickoff eve for Alabama. We got to.
Yeah. I noticed that they're doing 12 playoff teams, right? 12,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's gonna be it's gonna be tough. But I like I said, like you said, I still think it's gonna be Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, and Ohio State, and maybe Texas one of these days. I would say Texas soon, probably about a couple more years. 2024, 25 maybe. You'll see Texas, start making some noise.
I think so.
But I'm excited for tomorrow. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, we keep it's just so funny that before all the other teams kick off, the day before they announce, this is when we're going to expand the playoffs. Like, at this point, man, who cares? Give us the football game tomorrow. Let's just focus on this season and this
Right.
season.
Yeah,
We
that's
got
what.
4 teams still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Nick Saban was saying. Like, who cares about all this? Like, who cares? We don't care how we're going to beat Texas right now. We ain't even played the first fucking game, so why the fuck does it matter?
I
I
agree.
mean, God, like, and then they gonna throw like college football gonna throw. Oh well, we decided to do 12 playoff teams now when the season comes out tomorrow. Well, the season started already, but artificially Alabama season starts tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I don't say the season don't start till my team starts. So I don't give a damn. When
That's
Alabama
fair.
plays, that's when football's back. That's when Alabama's back. It's go time. And Alabama's gonna be they're gonna come out ready. You know that. They're gonna come out so ready, man.
Yeah.
They've been waiting. They've been waiting. I'm telling you, them boys gonna be. I feel sorry for Utah State, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for these guys. They're
So,
gonna get an absolute whooping.
so what are some players? Well, okay. Let me ask you this. Talk
Uh
about, because you're a Bama fan,
huh.
talk about some names that not everybody knows that might show up in tomorrow night's game against Utah State.
Like any position or certain position, or you just
Yeah,
anybody?
just go for it. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't think a lot of people know about Dallas Turner. I
Yeah.
think people are focusing on William Anderson. So I would say a guy that people need to watch out for is someone like
I'm gonna say Jaheim Otis is mine. Jaheim Otis.
the offensive tackle.
Yep, Jaheim. Oh, no, he's defense, I think.
Oh, defense. Okay.
Yeah. Jaheim Otis. Him and Jamil Burrows.
Okay.
Those are guys that I like. And I'll tell you, I got a couple of guys that I can tell you that people don't talk about, and that's Terrion Arnold. It's the cornerback for Alabama that's getting a start for Utah State. Watch out for him. They say he's a beast. So, and I also think Kool-Aid McKinstry is gonna be a lot better than last year. So,
I'm
and
excited
I
for Kool-Aid
already know
McKinstry.
what Gibbs is gonna do. He's
Yeah.
gonna run that damn ball like it ain't nothing. But I think
Yeah, there's a go ahead.
no, but I think yeah, Jaheim Otis, man, this dude is dropped. He was 400 pounds at Alabama when he came in as a freshman
Yeah.
out of high school. This man's belly was hanging over his doggone belt loop. So I mean, this dude was
Yeah.
big. I see. So for real, you didn't see that picture of him when he was in high school?
I've seen it.
Oh no, touchdown
Yeah.
Alabama. Yeah, they got the video up, the thumbnail of it, and man, he was huge. So he's dropped to 350, 345 somewhere. So yeah, man, he dropped about 50, 60
Yeah.
pounds, 70 pounds. And he used to be big,
I'm
man.
excited to see. Yeah. I'm excited to see where the running back room leads, because I think we start with Jahmyr Gibbs, but we're going to stay with the 2 to 3 back system because we
Yeah,
got
I
guys
think
like Trey Sanders, Mace
yeah.
McClellan. There's a couple different, like, people need to understand we're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and how
But
good he
Jameer's not
is.
the
And
only
he's
running
going to be,
back we got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jameer's not the
It's
only
deep.
running back we got. We got 6 running backs this year. When you
Yeah.
count Jameer, Trey Sanders, Jace McClellan, Roydell Williams, Jamari Miller, and who else? Who else? I'm missing somebody. Um, that's 5, but I thought there was another one. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's like I can't think, but I know it's at least 5 running backs there they're gonna see playtime this year. So
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Well,
I'm
yeah. Go
excited to
ahead.
see. I'm excited to see what happens, and um, yeah, hopefully I can watch this game tomorrow because I was trying to. I bought the ESPN Plus. Well, sometimes it
Yeah.
says I need to like have a TV provider or some shit, and I'm like, man,
Mhm.
no, man, like what? I thought you could watch the games on ESPN Plus. Like
Right.
what? Do you know anything about it, or you don't use it?
Not really. The only thing I know is we do have some ESPN Plus channels with what we have with Hulu, but that's about it. I think if you get the whole deal, I know it's a lot of money per month, and it's all premium
It's
stuff. But
$100
Brock,
or some shit.
yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. I got someone else waiting in the back room.
All right.
See ya. Sorry for the wait, man. Zach, you're
It's all
on.
good. I've been used for the wait. I know something. I know Bama's gonna be regarding the 12-team playoff. We're gonna see Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson every single year. That's gonna happen. Then you
Okay,
have 8
that's fair.
others. Now, I do think you're gonna have the occasional sleeper team that comes out of nowhere, shocks everyone. Don't win the Natty, but they get close, like Notre Dame or Oklahoma. Now, I think this year it's going to be Bryce Young and the Alabama Crimson Tide taking home the national title this year because they're just too loaded this year, especially Eli Ricks coming in. Granted, he's still hurt from what I've been hearing at Alabama, but I've heard Kyrie Jackson and Kool-Aid McKinstry have been stepping up. Same with Trayshawn Holden at
They have
receiver.
been, actually.
I know Bama's getting they have their arsenal is just so loaded. Literally entering August, they were 17th in recruiting, and now they're number 1. And it's only going to get better because they're going to get Keon Keeley.
You think we get Keon Keeley?
Yes, he decommitted from Notre Dame, and Alabama's the heavy
That's
favorite.
true.
And something tells me Bama's going to
Yeah,
land
man.
Cormani McClain. And I can tell you Cormani McClain is elite.
Yeah, that dude's fast, electric on the field.
He's-
He's very physical, too.
Yeah, he's great at coverage. Yeah, I'm thinking Bama's defense just always steps up to the occasion, except against Georgia in the Natty. But I think Bama gets them back because Georgia doesn't have those guys on defense anymore, like last year. And my thing with Georgia is if they want to go back, their offense has got to be really, really good this year. And it's going to be hard because they lost Jermaine Burton to Alabama.
And they lost George Pickens to the draft. So let me ask you this.
Pickens is going to the draft.
So let me ask you about the offense for Georgia and the Dogs and Stetson Bennett, because I think they have finally found a quarterback. I think that they can trust Stetson Bennett, but I mean, you have guys like Kieris Jackson, A.D. Mitchell, that'll have to step up. There's a lot of young guys on that roster. How exactly do they get to that? And I'm not saying the best, but how do they take their offense and use it because the defense isn't there? Not saying it's not going to be good, but think about it. the offense might have to carry the team because of what they lost on defense. So how do they do that?
I say the young guys just come up huge. Stetson Bennett uses his arm a lot. Their run game shows up. We all know how good their tight ends are with Bowers and Washington.
Yeah.
And well, we don't know about Eric Gilbert. Like, we really do not know about Eric Gilbert. But I know Georgia's offense is going to be the reason they go back-to-back. I don't think they're going to go back-to-back, as I said already. But I know tomorrow's going to be exciting. Georgia, Oregon could be decent, even though I think it's not going to – I don't think it's going to be close because, you know, Georgia knows Dan Lanning, who's Oregon's current head coach, and will Oregon started quarterback is Bo Nix. Ohio State, Notre Dame is going to be phenomenal, even if it's like a 15-point blowout. And Bama's going to beat down Utah State. And obviously, my game with Oklahoma, I'm not going to be watching it because I'm going to be watching Lord of the Rings with my family. But
all right,
we should be able to beat UTEP. Like, it shouldn't really be close, and I got to do something, so I'll see you.
Thanks for coming on, Zach. Appreciate it. I think he made some good points, and I do want to expand on Georgia real quick. So I know I kind of come on here and I say things about Kirby Smart. I know he's an amazing head coach, elite recruiter, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But you look at how young the defense is going to be. You know, they lost Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. I think they lost Devontae Wyatt too. They lost some key guys. They bring in Bear Alexander, who's a freshman. Warren Brinson is a junior. Jalen Carter is going to lead it. Jonathan Jefferson is a freshman. They bring back Nazir Stackhouse. They bring back Tramiel Walther. Robert Beal comes back at linebacker. I think he's going to lead that group. So they have and I'm not saying this to be a jerk or anything. They have barely any experience. They have a couple guys there, but they do have a lot of young sophomore and freshman guys that are going to step up. Elite guys. But stars don't matter unless you go out there, put it on the field, and work with it. And, of course, they lose Dan Lanning. They have Trey Scott as their defensive line coach, who has been there since 2017. Glenn Schumann comes in to take over the defense after Dan Lanning left for Oregon. So it's going to be under a new coaching system in a way. I'm not sure what they're going to run. And the only thing I can say for Georgia is that Kirby Smart is an amazing defensive-minded coach. He's very elite. He's a great recruiter. And like I said, my apologies. I know that I've said and kind of been critical of Kirby Smart, but, he played defense at Georgia. He was very, very good. He helped out a lot of Alabama's defenses. He did learn under Coach Saban, who had great defenses at Michigan State and LSU. He's been around in college football for quite some time. Georgia's going to be fine defensively. Is it going to be what it was last year? No. Could they have another historic defense a couple years down the road? I think it's too early to tell. But think about it. It took Jordan Davis 4 or 5 years to get to where he was last year to be as dominant as he was. He was great from the start, honestly. I remember watching him as a sophomore a couple years ago, hearing that name, and those were guys in 2017. some of them on there, like Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis that I mentioned. There's a lot of great talent. There's great coaching, but it's young and it's going to take some time. So I think Georgia's going to be fine defensively. It's just a question of how fine are they going to be? Is it enough to where you can win every big-time game, put some stops on third down, and is it going to be enough to where they can reach the national championship this upcoming season? That's what's going to be interesting. All right. We're 26 minutes in. I'll keep dropping the link. Anyone's welcome on. We'll do the college football drop-in show, taking your comments, your questions, getting you on here, getting ready for a lot of big-time football games tomorrow, morning, evening, night, whatever. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. This is kickoff eve here at Ballard Sports Media, and it looks like I am missing a football game here. So let me get my remote, and we'll fix this real quick. Let's see. Let me get this. So if we don't really have anybody, we'll give it a few more minutes. I'll get to that comment here in a second, Sorgi. Don't forget, we'll be live tomorrow afternoon for college football. Cincinnati and Arkansas. It should be a good afternoon matchup when you look at it. And we'll go live around 2:20 Central Time, 3:20 Eastern. Here on Ballard Sports Media. So let's see. So Sorgi makes an interesting point here. He says, here's my take on what you were talking about earlier. Of course, we talked about the 12-team playoff expansion. Bama, Georgia, OSU, Ohio State, and Clemson will win most of the time, but once in a while we'll see a sleeper, and with 12 teams, it makes it more likely. And Brock says in the comments that he agrees with Sorgi. Yeah, I think, and especially because the first four teams, you got to understand, get a bye. That's number one. Number two, you get to 5 through 12, you'll probably do 5 plays 12, 6 plays 10, or 6 plays 11, 7 and 10, 8 and 9, something like that. Those teams are more likely to put up the bigger games, and you probably get the bigger upsets there. It could cause momentum going in to face one of the final four teams. Let's say your four teams were Ohio State, put them in whatever order, Ohio State, Bama, Georgia, and let's throw Clemson, okay? Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson. You have teams like Notre Dame, You have a team maybe like in Oklahoma or a Baylor from the Big 12. Maybe you get a couple Big 12 teams in there. You got a team like Utah from the Pac 12 or Oregon. They're going to have to play each other before they get to the big boys. 5 and 12, who knows? Let's say 5 is Cincinnati, like a group of 5 school. Let's say number 12 all the way down here ends up being like a Utah or an Oregon. Who's to say one of those two teams can't slip up a Cincinnati or whoever at 5? Upsets happen in college football. So to Sorgy's point, most of the time it'll be Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson. But once in a blue moon, once in a while, we'll see a sleeper team, and it does make it more likely with 12 teams. Let's see. Home games are going to be awesome too. Jump around, whiteout, etc. are going to be awesome to watch in the playoffs. Yeah, in the first round of the playoffs, I think they're going to do the higher seed gets home field advantage instead of neutral field. So that'll be something too. That'll be something. Sea Dog's fixing to go live for a pick'em. Anybody else want to get on here? Let me know. I know we got people like Pete who's live right now. So let's see. Also, forget, I guess he means don't forget. The Fiesta and Peach, all we need are the rose, the orange, the sugar, and the cotton in round 2. That's true. And the New Year's Six Bowls are still going to rotate throughout the playoffs each year, year in and year out. So I understand that, Sorgi. Thank you. Thanks anyway, bud. The rotation is terrible. I want to see the rose, sugar, orange, and cotton every single year. Fiesta and Peach can be played New Year's Eve as normal bowl games. Okay. So it'd be the New Year's. It'd still be the New Year's 6th then. We just would have 4 different bowl games that we would alternate between for the semifinals. I got you. Really don't have much else to talk about here. I'm just excited for the game tomorrow. Let's see what I can find. Let's see. Have I gotten any points? I'm in a college football fantasy league. Penn State won last night, remember, 35-31. 21-13 currently. Michigan State over Western Michigan. I got that game on here. That's in the fourth quarter. Let me double check the schedule. Are there any other games tonight? They got Colorado TCU coming up on ESPN 1. I'll watch that. I won't be live for it, but I'll watch it. Imagine 11 a.m. Orange, 2:30 Sugar, 6 o'clock Cotton, 9:30 Rose on January 1st. I hope they do it that way. Yeah, I mean, traditionally, though, I think they want to keep the Rose Bowl at 5 o'clock and the Sugar at like 8:45 Eastern time, something like that. So, I mean, you could do a slate of games on New Year's Day. You could do that, Sorgi. It's just that you just got to put them in the right order. But that would be awesome. I'd like that. So, all right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It is 9 o'clock. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this game here and probably even stay up and watch Colorado TCU, some Pac-12, Big 12 action. First game for each of these two teams, the Horned Frogs and the Colorado Buffaloes. So, yeah, I'm going to enjoy some more football tonight, get some good rest. A big day tomorrow with a lot of great football. And we will see you tomorrow afternoon for Cincinnati and Arkansas. I already got the scoreboard here. So we'll see around 2:15 Central Time tomorrow. And, of course, if anything happens before then, we'll be making videos. So I love you guys. Jesus loves you. He's got a great plan. Keep your head up. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media. Check it out. Love you guys. Peace out.